Renault Kangoo Z.E, the electric delivery van. We already had the Renault Kangoo Z.E on our test, but we decided to test it again. Why? Well, because a lot of people are saying, well, an electric car, it's all nice and good, but you don't really have any freedom, you don't have any range. And in a way that's true, but electric cars, at least right now, have never been made for long distance driving anyway. It's made for city driving or for, short distance deliveries like this one. And that's what we want to test. We have set the odometer to 0, or the current trip meter, should I say, to 0. And we're going to drive it pretty much until it's empty. The battery is right now full. I'm going to try and avoid, heavy acceleration and such. I'm going to drive within speed limits, and we'll see how far we go. Now, I'm not going to suffer, just so I could get a few kilometers more, so I will probably have heating on, which will drain the battery because it's almost winter, and I might also turn on the radio every now and then, and we'll see, as I said, how far we can go. It's time to recharge your Kangoo Z.E. You have two choices. The first one is perhaps the most obvious and the easiest. You go home and plug it in. The second one is to use one of these, a charging station with one of these, which unlocks the charging station. I said it unlocks the charging station. Thank you. And then you simply plug it in like you would at home, which is a bit of a challenge with this one because it's so stupidly designed. Charging station, that is. And then you simply plug it into the car, and voila, it's charging. Now, you also have the option of quick charging, which is not available on this particular model. Well, it is available as an option, but it's not on this one. That's because it was mainly designed for the French Post. They ordered 14,000 of them for their purposes, and they said, we only do about 100 kilometers per day, and we don't really do any deliveries at night, so they can recharge at night. 14,000! Of course, we didn't recharge the car on the endurance test, but it is interesting to see how the charging station infrastructure will develop. With a full charge, the car is telling us we have about 140 kilometers range. We didn't really have it fully loaded all of the time, but we substituted that with not driving it fully economically all of the time. With an electric car, you simply have to press the pedal to the metal every now and then. Too much fun. Amongst other things, we also took the Kangoo on a hilly road, which isn't too nice to the batteries, but it did charge nicely on the way down. And the results? We drove 126 kilometers, while the computer estimated another 12 kilometers worth of charge. We drove partially economically, drove on the highway, onto hills and back. The car excelled where it mattered, as a delivery van. The base price is just over 18,000 euros, while it's 21,000 euros for the extended cargo space version. There's also the monthly battery lease fee.